Good evening, fellow traders. Black Coffee Trader coming to you on a Monday. This is Monday, November the 6th. And as you can see on my screen, we had a red day today. Last week, for the first couple days of November here, on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we had some pretty good days. Nice green days here, and then we followed up with a red day today. But you'll have that. Anybody that's traded for more than about 20 minutes knows that you're going to have red days from now and then. So we take it. But in any case, I wanted to at least show that. We had a couple $1,000 a day, almost average and positive. And granted, we're just trading evals here. We're trying to get a couple accounts passed. We've got some that are really close. But then obviously today we didn't do so well. So let's dive in. So I want to spend a little bit of time talking about trade management. And this was a trade that I took this morning early. And this is around 7:30. I took this trade and then also took this one around 8 o'clock, 8:15 area. But this is something that I find myself doing from time to time. It's not very good, is I get way too greedy. So my ideal setup, I really like to run off of this 21 EMA, this little light blue line. And what I like to do is when we get close to that EMA is taking a long or short based on market trend, price action, support resistance, all of these factors. I would consider myself a discretionary price action trader, but those are indicators that I kind of look for. What these horizontal green arrows mean is this is an entry point. And this vertical red arrow pointing down means I took a short. If the arrow is green pointing up, it means I went long. And if we have a red box, it means I got stopped out for a loss. If we have a green box, it means I caught a winner. So if you see me entering here on a short, you're probably wondering, how in the world are you losing money? So I entered here, and this was just an absolute perfect setup. We had this nice little downtrend. We had a lot of resistance, I felt like, in this 212, 210, 212 area. That was why I was taking this trade. And we were all the way down to about $180 in profit at this level. And I had already moved my stop. Here, I want to show my ATM strategy. This is the one I was trading at the time. One contract, 200 tick profit, 50 tick stop loss. So a pretty wide stop loss, and then I'm doing a 40 tick trail stop. So in other words, what that means is after I get to, I think it's 41 ticks, then a 40 tick trail starts to trail down and dot, dot, dot. Now early morning, we didn't have enough movement for that to even go into effect. But in any case, I moved my stop up to, I was all the way down to this level. I was like $100 in profit. And this thing was dropping down, trending down. And then we started to get this pullback. And I decided in my greed, my target was down here at like the 185, 190 level, because if I look left, I felt like we had a nice little area here of support / resistance. In this case, it would have been support that I was kind of hoping for from a target. And I just literally talked myself into being so committed to this target price point that, yeah, I'm going to move my stop back up. And I kept moving it up, and this move kept happening. And I moved it all the way back here, naively thinking that we're going to push back down. And we really did. The move actually did pull back down. But I essentially got stopped out here for about an $80-some loss. So the point here is my greediness is what cost me. I really should have had, even if I would have just got out here as this thing came back, I would have had $100 here and then flip-flopped over here. This ended up being like $160, $70 winning trade for me. So instead of starting the day off at like $70 in profit, I would have started the day off at like almost $300 in profit had I managed the trade well. That's why I drew this yellow circle as trade management. And I think also in hindsight, looking at after this pulled back, look at this awesome move down. If I would have just jumped in right away, but this is where if you manage the trade badly and you get stopped out, now I'm stopped out over here. I'm gun shy. I'm not sure what happened in a sense. I mean, I knew what happened, but it just puts your mind in a bad position. So now I don't capitalize on this beautiful downtrend, which could have been probably a $500 trade. I did catch this here as we got this pullback coming close to this EMA again and caught a nice win. So the lesson for me personally here, for myself, is just, man, especially pre-market, if you get a nice, $80 win, $100 win, take the win. Don't get greedy. And that's what I did wrong. So lesson learned. This transparent red box here is really just kind of highlighting to me what the best move would have been. It would have been taking this trade somewhere, entering in this 512 again, and then letting. And I remember seeing this thinking, man, I should just enter again. But at that point, I'm like, I just got stopped out for a loss. You want to see the market, watch the market a little bit before you jump back in. And so I was just hesitant and I missed it. So big lesson for me there. The rest of the day, I traded the morning, which is something I typically don't do. And I couldn't get on the right side of it. I got stopped out so many times and gave back a lot of profits. Had a couple of winners. For the most part, I stayed with this EMA. Notice these entry points are around the EMA area. And then I did have a couple outliers. I mean, hindsight is 2020, and I'm thinking, what were you doing shorting at the bottom? I mean, you buy at the bottom. You don't sell at the bottom, dummy. But in any case, that's what we did. This here again, I don't know what I was seeing. I was seeing this downtrend, thinking we're going to pull lower. Looking back, I do know. If you look at what this market did, look at Friday, and then over the weekend we were kind of stagnant, and then this morning, my assumption was that this thing is just going to tank, and it really didn't. I mean, yeah, we had a nice move down then, but from the outset, we ripped up and definitely, had an uptrend morning at least. Let me pull this over so we can see. But I wanted to make a couple points. I mean, I just took a couple bad trades. I misread a couple of these, and I was too biased with short and not following market trend. That's the lesson for me today. But I really caught a really nice win over here. And again, this was the best trade that I've taken probably in a couple of days. Sadly, we ended up with a $2,700 red day across, I think, about 8 accounts. But I think this trade was about $600 or $700 for me. Again, this was off this EMA, but I watched this consolidation happen after we had this drop down. And I said, I have got to short this. And I jumped in and I just really caught this move. And it was just such a good trade. We followed that up with a slight long here, which again, the real move here, I should have jumped right back in at this consolidation. These couple of long wicks is signifying an uptrend, and I did not capitalize. I grabbed a little bit of a win here at the top, which was kind of dumb. And then I shorted right off this EMA again, caught a little bit of profit there, and then had another loser here trying to continue to short. I really should not have taken a trade here at all. And then at this area, this is kind of how my day went. Here, I mean, it's kind of embarrassing when you look back and, historical view, hindsight is always 2020. Looking at this, I'm thinking now, like, what were you thinking? You were shorting, and this was an excellent buy opportunity. I mean, we ripped up, this was a 40-point move right here, and I was shorting at this area. So what happens with GAT setup, I shorted this and took a loss. So now I had back-to-back losses. Now I'm in a 10-minute timeout. So now I'm sitting I can't even trade until we get into this rip. At that point, I'm like, I'm not taking this. And then here I bought a couple at the top, win a little bit, lose a little bit. And for the rest of the day, that was pretty much how my day went. I just picked some bad entries and ended up with a red day. But, as funny as it may sound, I'm actually okay with how the day went. I learned from today, and I think that's the important thing. I caught some really good trades. I'm doing a lot better. Today was just a lot better at taking trades on the EMA. I did not take very many trades off of that EMA as we tested it, whether we're long or short, coming off that EMA for me. I'm not saying this is the best way to trade, but it's what works for me, and so that's why I'm doing this. So in any case, we'll be back at it tomorrow, and hopefully we can capitalize and have a red day. I do have this one account here that's at 54,000. I need 3 more days, and it will be a PA account, a funded account. I've got a couple accounts here. These are on day 8, so if I can get these up to 53, then we'll have a couple more PA accounts there, which I believe we can get there. So we'll be back at it tomorrow, and hopefully we can turn this around and we can have an update that is green tomorrow. So I think that's pretty much a wrap for today. Just keep in mind we do have the 90% off sale. Apex is 90% off sale ending tomorrow, so we have one more day left. If you're in the market for an eval account or a multiple accounts, I would appreciate if you used code BVLSTBTS. That is my code to get you 90% off of Apex. Whether you use my code or anybody's, use someone's code and get that discount and stock up on evals. We've got about, I don't know, what do I have, about 12 or 15 of them here. I'm sure I'll be buying some more tomorrow before the sale ends and just be in a good position. My goal here is really, I'd like to get 10 accounts funded once and get to a payout. I really want to get to a payout here in December. So the goal is at least get 10 across the finish line, trade those well, get to a payout, and then we'll see about moving into that 15 or 20 range. But that's futuristic thinking right now. So that's where I'm at. Good luck. Hope everybody had a great day. Have a good day tomorrow. Trade well, and we'll catch you on the flip side.